Keeping focus on outcomes and purpose. The Confessions of a Chainsaw Juggler. UK, London, beautiful Brentford, early 2000s. Walking across the office to a conference call, our regional UK and Ireland managing director stopped me. "You got 5 minutes, Phil?" It was, as the saying goes, an offer you can't refuse, so I didn't. I'd recently taken a leadership of the product support and marketing function and inherited a busy and stressed team with a lot of talent and potential. We were a product-focused horizontal expert support team in a business organized as a vertical, industry-focused profit center. It was classic all accountability, no authority, you are an overhead type matrix role that can be both challenging, exhilarating and dangerous. It's always like juggling chainsaws. Historically, the team had been reactive and heavily technical. The business considered us another free-to-use resource, so we were very busy and bounced from one engagement to another. A bit like a cross between a fire department and a branch of White Coats R Us. But being an overhead, we got very little recognition for the great work the team did for the business and our customers. Now, apart from being pop-up experts, we were also accountable for go-to-market, sales enablement, and customer awareness campaigns. Corporate marketing in Boston, USA handed us at least 4 new push campaigns a month. And on top of all this, anyone could come up with a great idea and expect us to run it for them. So far, the answer had always been an unqualified yes. Nothing wrong with that, assuming you have infinite capacity. This had to change. We had to become more effective for the business. I walked into the meeting room about 10 minutes late and apologized. The conference call was in mid-flow. 2 of my best product specialists, let's call them Petrie and Brad, were talking with corporate marketing. The marketing guy on the speaker had a strong Boston accent, which I won't attempt to replicate. "So, when do you start?" he drawled. "Oh, immediately," Petrie and Brad chorused. A discussion around the details of how we would execute and what we would do followed. Boston said, "We expect full focus on this, your best people. It's very high priority for us." Brad and Petrie nodded unconsciously. This was in the days before video conferencing. As usual, I couldn't keep silent. "Hey, sorry, you may have covered this before I arrived. What's the target customer audience for this campaign?" Boston said, "Well, we haven't defined that." "Okay, well, what's the expected incremental business outcome for our business?" I asked. "We haven't evaluated that," Boston said. "Okay, well, what's the customer value proposition for this? Why should anybody be interested?" "Oh, that's for you to define," Boston answered, now getting a little annoyed. I fell silent for a moment, and both Petrie and Brad looked at me quizzically. Boston broke the silence with, "Phil, you need to understand. We get paid to create campaigns, not outcomes. So show me the incentive and I will show you the outcome. In our volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world where flexibility and agility is the key to survival, having a clear focus on business purpose and outcome is vital. As AI increasingly homogenizes, simplifies, and accelerates execution, the practices of system thinking and the theory of constraints have once again become mission critical. Without aligning everyone on the real business purpose and objective, the goal, each part will selfishly seek to maximize the metrics that are best for them rather than the whole. Like an orchestra, if everyone is aligned, we get music. If not, we're simply distracting noise. Leadership must define and institutionalize the overriding goal of the business. Management's role must then be to ensure everyone and everything aligns, is coordinated, and incentivized to help deliver that goal. If this means that some components often run at under capacity, but this delivers an optimized whole system goal, then so be it. Efficiency and utilization should always be secondary considerations, the what and how to service the why. My experience tells me that measures given as incentive targets at a component or department level are usually focused on local efficiency and utilization. It's the equivalent of letting accountants run your business. In this environment, it's everybody's responsibility to challenge and seek to align the interactions and metrics to the whole system goal, even if this means absorbing and remediating the effects of other people's corporate selfishness short term. AI has exacerbated the situation. It allows you to do a lot simpler and quickly. It's easier to do the wrong things faster. Jumping to action, being seen to do something, not only produces AI slop, it can also actively harm the overall business. You need to think before action and ensure that what you do is contributing to the system goal. Independent thinking, qualification time, and system focus are vital to maximizing outcomes that further the business purpose. Otherwise, you're actually making things worse. We closed the call with a, "Okay, leave it with us." Brad and Petrie looked at me in shock. "Did we just say no to corporate?" Petrie whispered. "That's right, and in future we will be asking why a lot more before jumping to what and how," I said. "We will challenge people who throw things over the wall to satisfy their self-interest without concern for the needs of our business and customers on the other side," I evangelized. "We're not just going to accept these throw mud against the wall and hope it sticks type activities anymore." Well, mud wasn't the word I used, but hey, I'm passionate about value and customers. "We need to make sure that we don't apply Rolls-Royce resources to push-bike activities," I continued. More quizzical looks. I explained why I was late. The regional MD had approved my transformation plan. "We must treat the business as we would a customer. We need to move everyone's thinking from what to why," I evangelized. "I need your ideas, help, and commitment to change things. Are you in?" I asked. They both smiled and nodded. "It's about time, Chief," Brad quipped. "And we'll shred it," Surfer Petrie echoed. I had my first transformation champions. Petrie and Brad went all in. They designed, created, and implemented the transformation. They did, as I expected, an excellent job. We made all sorts of changes. It was a gradual process, some things cemented quicker than others, but I'm a gardener and I understand real transformation takes time. But even after 3 months of the journey, green shoots were showing. We developed a reputation for helping the business succeed. The business owners called out the impact the changes had driven in their business. We had firm control over campaign requests and the right-sized our responses. Our contribution, customer satisfaction, and upskilling scores had spiked upwards. Our reputation continued to climb, and eventually we became the team that people wanted to join. We started to rotate people in and out to develop transformation champions for the wider business. We had refocused and delivered on what was really important to support the business outcomes and purpose rather than busy work. Corporate marketing didn't like it. Our regional managing director, our business, and our customers loved it. And in reality, that's what really matters. I spent 25 plus years honing practical and pragmatic approaches for developing and growing a success mindset in people. Contact me to discuss how. I'm here to help, and I'm always open to thoughts and opinions. Talk to you soon.